Welcome to the Friday edition of The Cooler, where you can always count on the Wild to salvage something from a bad sports night. Let's get to it. Keeping in mind that this list is purely subjective, we can still find some troubling nuggets within Sports Illustrated's compilation of the 100 best players currently in MLB. On the list, we find just two Twins players, pitcher Jose Berrios at number 95 and new slugger Nelson Cruz at no. 64. We also find one former Twins prospect, Hicks, at no. 78. Now, on one hand, maybe we should give the Twins a little more credit for the Cruz signing than fans seem to be inclined to do. It's not a stretch to say he immediately became their best player given his track record. But what does it say about the current crop of homegrown Twins that the best, and only, one on their roster checks in at no. 95. While one they dealt away in the infamous John Ryan Murphy deal sits above all of them, it's a bad look for their development and decisions. The Twins can only hope this list looks a lot different next year and beyond. The Wild broke its 5-game losing streak with a 4-1 win at the Rangers on Thursday, creeping back, at least for now, into the second wild-card spot, 1 point ahead of 3 teams. The victory at least gave the Wild a chance to pivot and help Minnesota fans avoid a trifecta of misery after the Gophers men's hoops team was outclassed by Michigan and the women's squad blew a 7-point lead in the final minute of a heartbreaking loss at Maryland. But the Wild would be wise to bank 2 more points against the lowly Red Wings in Friday's back-to-back finale. After this one, the Wild faces, in order, the Red Hot Blues, then the Jets, Flames, Predators, twice, and Lightning. That's a gauntlet featuring some of the NHL's best teams. Speaking of teams that need to bank the win Friday, the Wolves are playing the 11-47 Knicks in New York. If you think that record is bad, consider the Knicks are just 2-26 in their last 28. Even if Karl-Anthony Towns doesn't end up suiting up, Minnesota needs this one coming out of the break, particularly while staring at a back-to-back in Milwaukee on Saturday. Old friend Irvin Santana took a minor league deal with a camp invite from the White Sox, per John Heyman. Michael Rand started Randball with hopes that he could convince the world to love jumpsuits as much as he does. So far, he's only succeeded in using the word redacted a lot. He welcomes suggestions, news tips, links of pure genius, and pictures of pets in Halloween costumes here, though he already knows he will regret that last part. Follow at Randball on Twitter. More from Randball. Keeping in mind that this list is purely subjective, we can still find troubling nuggets within Sports Illustrated's compilation of the 100 best players currently in MLB. I can't let an opportunity for a theme go untouched, so let's call this former Vikings QB's Day here on the blog. After musing about whatever you think of him now, you probably agree that his 2016 knee injury dramatically altered the course of history for both the Vikings and Teddy Bridgewater. As much as we want to know what's going to happen, we aren't necessarily going to like the answers. Both coaches have egos big enough to fill football stadiums, they just display them in different ways. Whether the back and forth ends here remains to be seen.